Otters, if you're new here, I'm Katie Sauter, engineer by day, wedding planner by night. I have a crazy Bridezilla story for you. This Bridezilla in particular wanted her guests to pay $45,000. Yeah. As always, if you like my content, give that like button a nice little good morning kiss and that subscribe button a sweet embrace, but don't forget to keep it PG for me, okay? As always. Let's dive in. So this bride posted on her Facebook, of all places. A great place to air out laundry, as we all know. Dear friends, it comes with great sadness that I am announcing the cancellation of our wedding. I apologize for canceling only 4 days beforehand. Unfortunately, my fiance and I have broken up due to some recent and irreparable problems. We have decided to end our relationship and not go forth with any future proceedings. However, we are remaining civil and are still a team for our son. After hours of tears, mental exhaustion, and even disassociation, I have come to this decision. In 1 hour after posting this status, I am going to delete my Facebook. Social media has caused me only paranoia and toxicity. I will be spending these next 2 months backpacking in South America, exploring my soul and ridding myself of toxic energy brought on by my family and friends, the ones who I thought I could trust the most. Hence, I will be out of the country for all of October and November. Please don't contact me. When I'm ready, I may make my new Facebook and add friends, family that haven't effing stabbed me in the back. How did this all come crashing down? Well, I invite you all on Facebook, players, bystanders, and side characters of the people in my life, to take a seat and listen. You're all involved somehow. Somehow everyone is wrapped into this mess. Even if you weren't invited to my wedding, I don't care. You might hear of the drama, and I'd rather you hear it from me. I'm not asking for sympathy, I just want to tell my story. Before I begin this mini novel, I invite you all, including the C's who have ruined my marriage and life, to put yourself in my shoes. For once, let me take the stage and let me voice the most painful few months of my life. Off to a dramatic start. First, things were a fairy tale. I met the love of my life at 14. We were both young, but somehow we just knew we were meant to be. We worked on my family's farm together, and with each warm summer spent in the fields, our love grew deeper and deeper. Fast forward to high school, we went strong all 4 years. He put a ring on my finger when I was 18, worth nearly $5,000. We'd put everything on the line for each other. Everything. We both chose to attend the same community college and work full-time in order to build our dream. We spent most of our days by each other's sides. I will always be thankful for that. Fast forward a few years, I was 20. I realized I was pregnant with my first. We were elated, tearful, and thankful to God for this gift. After giving birth to Declan, I knew the next step would be to focus on my career and become financially stable. My ex did the same. We saved and saved. I was in love. I was happy. I was looking forward to life. We continued working and even got our degree. It was hard, yes, but so blissfully worth it. We managed to save up nearly $15,000 for a wedding. Okay, that's pretty reasonable. Since our love was like a fairy tale, we wanted an extravagant blowout wedding, one where our son could be included. We started touring venues and were torn between two. A local psychic told us to go with the more expensive option, and we thought, why the hell not? We just needed a little push. Our dream wedding amounted to $60,000, all included with flights to Aruba. All we asked was for a little help from our friends and family to make it happen. If you can't afford a $60,000 wedding, don't do it. Don't do that. I specifically asked for cash gifts. How could we have our wedding that we dreamed of without proper funding? She continued, we sacrificed so much and only asked each guest for around $1,500. We talked to a few people who even promised us more to make our dream come true. My maid of honor, who shall not be named, pledged $5,000 along with her planning services. We tearfully and thankfully accepted. My ex's family offered to contribute $3,000, so our request to her $1,500 for all other guests was not effing out of the ordinary. Like, we made it clear. If you couldn't contribute, you weren't invited to our exclusive wedding. It's a once-in-a-lifetime party. So we sent out RSVPs and only 8 people replied and sent us the check. We were effing livid. How was this supposed to happen without a little help from our friends? To make matters worse, my ex's family took back their offer. Suddenly, more people backed out, including the C maid of honor, my best friend since childhood, my second family. I was so shocked and tearful. To make matters worse, it was only a month before the wedding. To cancel everything would have been more than $5,000. Desperately, we sent our invites and asked people to donate what they could. I mean, seriously, people, what is $1,000? What is $1,500? Clearly not a lot. It would be quite manageable and within budget. I've heard of people asking for worse. Like, okay then, Why don't you pay it, huh? We also set up a GoFundMe. That only got us $250. At this point, we were exhausted, tired. I yelled at my ex. I became unraveled. Sounds like you already were, hun. I realized my dream wedding was becoming a nightmare. Then it got worse. Oh, how could it get worse? Like, that's already bad. She explained. My ex came into the room and offered to get a vegan wedding done. I laughed in his face, but he was dead serious. He wanted those cheap, raggedy, filthy, whore-like Vegas weddings. I mean, what the F? She continued. I then called my maid of honor and cried my eyes out. Instead of sympathy, I was told that I was asking for way too much and that I should stick to my budget. I mean, no words could describe. How could someone who offered me thousands of effing dollars then deny me my promised money and then tell me to shift down my budget? She knows my effing dream was a blowout wedding. I just wanted to be a Kardashian for a day and then live. She knows my effing dream was a blowout wedding. I just wanted to be a Kardashian for a day and then live my life like normal. She's not done. She's more. Then she blocked me off all social media. Rumors swirled. I received anonymous threats. My ex stayed out later and later, and I have a feeling he even cheated. My bridesmaids climbed on the boat with my maid of honor and dissed me. They essentially told me that I was crazy. They asked for their deposit back, so I said, F you. I refuse to give it back unless they can pay me back for their emotional distress. My ex started to talk to my maid of honor and gossip about me behind my back. I overheard him talking in the basement when he called me a stuck-up bee. Anyway, I am exhausted. I am bone tired. My heart is not the same. It's stone cold, fragmented, empty. I need to get away from this awful society. How hard would it have been to effing donate, friends? Do I matter to you? Just effing give me the money for my wedding. Won't even sugarcoat. Maybe she does need to do a little soul searching in South America. Oh my God, that is just not the way to plan a wedding. That is not the way to plan a wedding. You don't get a Kardashian wedding if you don't have the budget for it. I mean, you can do your best with what you have, but you can't just have a Kardashian wedding without hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm speechless. Comment below what you think of this. Yeah, I think, let's see. Well, I would say we failed to really learn anything from this. I think, yeah, so this person is nuts and a real bridezilla and, so, this is not how I would plan a wedding or how most people would. If you do need to know how to learn how to plan a wedding, then I do have a free wedding planning timeline linked in the description below. But if you don't need it, check out